I've got a little project I want to show you. What is that? Do you see that? See this here? This is loose laminate. It's Formica laminate that's loose on top of this cabinet. Now, how am I going to get that back down? Am I going to be able to glue that down, or should I just break it off, or what's the deal there? You know, I don't know what's going on, but even inside the cabinets, open up the cabinets, and see those shelves? Here, the laminate is lifting right off of the adjustable shelf. Now chances are, most of the time, laminate does not lift, but are you experiencing this problem in your shelf, in your cabinet, on your countertop, or anything like that? You've tried to get that off or glue it down, but chances are if you try to glue it down, it's probably not going to stick very long. Okay, so I've got an idea what to do with this, and I'll show you that in a minute. I wanted to show you one more place, and another cabinet up here, and look underneath it. There's that white laminate, and it's lifted off, and people have picked at it and try to snap it off. You see that? Now I've got to take that down. And even the top of the cabinet, you know, the back side of the cabinet, you know, that's peeling down too. You see there? Now I want to fix that. I'm going to show you a way to do that. If this is happening to your cabinets or countertops, doesn't make any difference. I'll show you a quick way to get it off. I tell you, Joe's work is never done. I get done with one project and something else is coming up. But every time I check on something and find something I'd like to show you, I'm going to show it to you. So this is an adjustable shelf. So I'm going to get it out of here and show you how we can get this removed. I'm going to take this into the other room. You might want to follow me if you want to see how this works. Now let's say you have an adjustable shelf like this and you want to get this off of here. You know, once it gets this bad, I would not recommend trying to glue that and clamp it. Chances are it may hold for a few months and then it's going to start lifting again. Okay, well, you might think, why am I showing you this, by the way? You're going to say, oh, just take a putty knife, Joe, come on. Just take a putty knife and get in there, tap it in here a little bit. Now, first off, it's going to crack off. And if you ever work with laminate, let me tell you, you've got to wear gloves. This stuff will cut you up in a second. Probably should wear some eyewear too. And you know what? I don't have any on. Probably should put that on real quick. You know, this stuff flies around. You get a little bit in your eye and you're going to be sorry. Okay, well, you know, I could try to do this, but you see, it's going to come off in little pieces. Now it gets down to nothing, and maybe use a, you know, this is a stout putty knife. Well, maybe get one with a little flex. Get in there and go slow. Well, I'm only going to get so much, aren't I? And if you can imagine, if this is underneath your upper cabinet in your kitchen, you're going to be sitting there chipping away, and then you're going to mark up the surface, you know? And it's just not going to work very well. You see what I mean? You're going to take forever. You get it wide, you can get a chisel on there and carefully do that, but eventually you're going to start marking up this edge. And what if we're going to save this and we don't want it to get all marked up? Well, there is a different way to do this. Have you figured it out yet? You know, see, look at that. It's warping up on this side too. Let's just take some of this off. And you see, no matter what I do, I'm not going to be able to get all of it off here, am I? I can try this. I could sit here until cows come home. And I'm not going to get it all off. You saw underneath that cabinet, somebody tried and then they left it. Okay, well, what to do about this? Let's talk about this for a minute, shall we? Well, what sort of options do we have? You know, I always say you always got a couple options to do different things. There's always two different ways to do something, fix something. Same thing with something like this. Okay, now this was an adjustable shelf in a cabinet, right? Let's just get rid of this. Okay, it's got the finished edge on there. Well, what you could do, if you just had this lifting off on one side, you could remove one side, flip it up the other way so the other side is pre-finished and that's facing down, let's say. On this shelf you can't do that obviously because it's lifted on both sides, right? But if you had an adjustable shelf in your kitchen, let's say, in your upper cabinet, your lower cabinet, whatever, you take one side off, you could then transfer that and put that up in your upper cabinet, and so that the pre-finished white side, laminate side, is exposed down so that you can see it, and maybe nothing at the top. If you don't want to try to put laminate on yourself. This is not a video on how to install laminate. Newsflash, I'm not doing that. Okay? But there's one option for you. Now, what other option is there? I mean, we're just talking about adjustable shelves right now, okay? Now, another option is, you don't want to mess with that. You don't want to take that off and deal with that. You could go to the store. You could get some laminate or some, this is called MDF. And it's kind of has a laminate surface on here. But it's not as strong as this. But you can get this. This is pre-finished, and see, it's got a pre-finished white edge on here on one side. And this came 8 foot long, and I actually am going to use this to replace this laminate adjustable shelf. Okay, I'm going to use this, but at the store it's wider. See, this is 11 3/4, and this was 10 5/8. So, you know, I cut this to length, and then I'll have to rip off the back side. I don't care if the back side is perfectly straight, but I want to get it about the same size as this. That way I have the pre-finished side facing out, and that's how I'm going to do that. Okay, so there's a way you can do your adjustable shelf. And when you cut your adjustable shelves, the guy at the store did it for me. And you know, if you don't have if you don't want to cut it to length when you get home or anything, you can have them cut it at the store. You just got to make sure you go ahead and measure your adjustable shelf before. I got 28 1/2, and I measured that 28 1/2, and they cut it, by golly, right at the hardware store. Sometimes they'll do that. All you got to do is ask. You know, I didn't have a truck with me, so how was I going to carry an 8-foot piece of this shelving home? I had them cut it up exactly what I needed, and all I have to do is rip this backside off. Okay? And voila, my shelving is going to be resolved. I know that's one way for adjustable shelves. Well, maybe you don't have an adjustable shelf that's coming off like this. Maybe you've got the on your upper cabinet, the bottom edge of it is coming off. The bottom, like I just showed you in the bathroom there that I had, or something like that. Well, how are you going to take that off? Or you've got a laminate countertop and you've got an edge lifting and it's just driving you nuts. And you just want to take it off right now. Maybe you're going to be inclined to go to the store and you think you can laminate right over the surface as long as you got that other off. Because if you're going to put some laminate over the top of something else, I would encourage you to take the existing laminate off. But how are you going to do that? I just showed you it's not very easy to do unless you know my secret.